I need you to go in your room. I'm about to record. Trying to get a good camera view for y'all. All right, I think that's pretty good. Y'all probably see my cat nugget in the background. But yeah, anyway, welcome to the YouTube channel. Welcome to another stream. You know what I mean? So basically, what I'm aiming for, when it comes to my style is just continuing um, to bring, to express like, more like the black culture when it comes into like the comic world and, like the game world and stuff like that with the folklore and stuff. So, me myself, I have a background. My father's from Jamaica and my mother's from America, still both black people. But I thought it was interesting because, like I was doing more research and I was trying to figure out, because if anybody know Caribbean people become kind of aggressive. So what I actually ended up finding out is that um, a lot of that, so a lot of the black people that ended up in the Caribbean during the transatlantic slave trade were black people that came from the west coast of Africa. So whether that's, coming from the Congo, coming from Benin, Nigeria, a lot of those Africans brought their traditions over into Africa, and some of the most rebellious um, enslaved Africans were Caribbean people coming from the west, coast of Africa or whatever. So I thought that was interesting because, when we look into the beginning of the Pan-African movement, under Marcus Garvey coming from Jamaica, you have other influencers like, Bob Marley, you had the Rastafarian culture. It makes sense. And me, myself, like, even though like, being Jamaican, I just wasn't aware of, like, I know my history, but I just wasn't aware in that aspect that a lot of um, Africans that were in the Caribbean were Africans that came from the west coast of Africa, and they were actually the most, a lot of them were like the most revolutionary, the most rebellious. So in that sense, it kind of makes sense in terms of as to why, like you see, like you feel like that level of like uh, militant or fiery revolutionary spirit coming from Caribbean people or Jamaican people. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was interesting. So I figured, what is a way that I can infuse that, creating a character? You know what I mean? But either way, we're gonna start off with the basics. Just chilling, just vibing, getting some drawing in. So I'm gonna go through some references that I created using ChatGPT, and I'm gonna see. In fact, let me see if I got Chat GPT in on my iPad. See if I got the image generator. I'm not sure if I got it because I got more than one in Chat. Yeah, here we go. Go to image generator. Boom. Let's create. All right, the prompt that I'm going to use, I'm going to say create Afro futurism samurai ninja. Anybody who be following me, like I'm obsessed with um, ninjas. Character design, poster artwork, something else is fun. Just gonna put character design. And once I grab the reference, I'm gonna, see what it give me. Maybe make some changes, and then we're gonna get to it. So I like the short sessions that I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives me time. Look at Nugget in the background. He is so lazy. Nugget, what you doing? Such a jabroni. I'm not really feeling that. Let's see. Make it manga style, full body. Like it gave me something that was cool. I wasn't really feeling it. It is not. I'll just use the reference from my other image, like the at least like the physique of it, and then I'll just add some different elements to it. But I just want to make sure, like, be myself, like being an artist. I want to continue that legacy in my art, representing the culture, and not only doing that, because I'm also developing my own comic. I actually will start doing more live streams when I'm actually working on my comic live, and then give you more of like a background to it. I mean, I can do that right now. So basically, like my story is going to be about a warrior that's suffering from memory loss, and um, more about his past continues to unpack as the story develops. But I want to make it clear that, like in my story, that I will be incorporating a lot of African folklore or Afro-Caribbean folklore into my comic, what I'm saying, just to continue to bring awareness and show appreciation for, my culture. And me being a martial artist myself, what I'm saying, I just think that's something that's important. Okay, we got somebody there. Hey, how you doing? I cannot see. Yo, StreamLabs chat be so little. Like, that joint's turkey. Let me see what that says. What's going on? How y'all feeling? I am not feeling this image that ChatGPT gave me. Either way, I mean, I guess we can mix some of the elements with it. I mean, we can go with the pose. Anyway, like I was saying, we just we gonna hop right into the session. So one of the ways that I draw, starting off with the head of the character, I like to do a sphere shape, and then instead of doing ways that you might learn in the average like manga book, I like to do it this way. So I like to draw two separate shapes and then I'll just connect them. And remember, when we doing our drawing sessions, what I like to do is I like to have fun. Just keep it fun, man. No stress. I know as artists we be super self-critical. Next thing, I want to get the torso down. So I just think about, I learned this from an illustrator book to draw superheroes. I'm just thinking about a light bulb shape. Boom, now we got a torso. Simple circles for the shoulder joints. I like to do stick figures. So this character has, his arm is like kind of out, like the reference I got is kind of out like that because he's holding his sword and his arm is kind of on an angle. So stick figure, man, keep it simple. Boom. So when we do it this way, it can just kind of help us get something down instead of trying to figure out the perfect approach. You feel me? Just get something down first. You know what I mean? Then we can tweak it from there. Matter of fact, this we gonna do. I want to do a full body for y'all. So we gonna do a full body image. So I'm just gonna use the reference that I had prior to on my other stream the other day, and then we'll just add some elements from the other one that I had, the one that I just created. So I'm gonna go with this pose again because I just like the pose. Let me look in the chat real quick. What are you going to draw? Yes, I am an artist. So basically, what I'm going to draw is my style is Afrofuturism. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a simple pose. I'm going to walk through it, and then I'm just going to add some elements um, to the character to promote that Afrofuturism style. So if you're not aware what that is, just think about Black Panther. So it's the integration of African or Afro-Caribbean culture and the integration of advanced technology. You know what I'm saying? The Afrofuturism genre has been out for a while, and I just want to continue that legacy. And I'm also working on my comic that's an Afrofuturism themed comic that's about a warrior. I will be having more streams, actually working on a comic live, sharing that with y'all, sharing that with my community, my following, like live. Like I had my story already completed. Actually, I'll show it to y'all. Because I believe I already started working on the first page in this comic sketchbook that I got from Five and Below. And then after that, we'll get back to the drawing session. Yeah, so actually this is the opening scene to my comic right here. And I got the title. So actually, in this scene, my character is like walking into a town because he's a my main character, the protagonist, is a merc, but he's suffering from memory loss. So as the story, like actually, this scene is like actually pivotal because he ends up finding himself trying to do a job, and he walks into a situation, and he handles the situation, typical stuff. He meets some jackasses, he deals with them, but the person that he ends up saving, we find out in the story, is actually connected to his past, which he still has nightmares about. So that's exclusive for y'all. I never share this to anybody, on social media or any of my platforms yet, because I ain't want nobody stealing my ideas or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, my copyright went through, I believe, so I'm able to share it, and I don't got to worry about all of that. And at the end of the day, like, it's still my story, so it's still, what I mean, it's only, even if somebody did try to take it, it's like, oh, it's only but so much you can take, because it's like, this is important to me. But anyway, sharing that with y'all. First official pages in the sketch phase, what I mean, for my story. And it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. So I will be having more streams with that. And right now we just gonna work on doing a simple pose, keeping it smooth, keeping it fun. You feel me? All right, let's get to it. So again, we're gonna start off. So we're gonna draw a Afrofuturism samurai guy. So it's typical stuff. Sphere shape, because we're gonna make it simple, make it fun, and get some stuff done. I got my two shapes right here. Boom. I connect them. And look at that right there. We already got the head of the character. Boom. And again, this is just to get something down. You know what I'm saying? So again, we're gonna go with the light bulb shape to get the upper torso of the character. Circles for the shoulder joints. Stick figure type time. Boom. Look at that. We moving. You know what I'm saying? Just going simple square for the groin area. Stick figure for the legs. Boom. Another square shape, and we want to add like a little triangle, square, some type of triangular shape, and boom. Look at that. Just that quickly, we was able to get this done. You know what I mean? So now we already got a foundation, and now it's just building upon that. One thing I like to do to really get my shapes. Let me see if I can turn the light on for y'all so I can probably see it better, because I know the glare is in the way. I don't know. Is that better for y'all? Can y'all see? That that was the missus that just walked past the screen. She deserves a gift because she didn't know we was live. It's okay though. Hey, Lady Lotus. She's trying to clean, and I'm trying to chill, and she's trying to sign me up to do extra stuff that I don't feel like doing. But it's okay. But so for just to add more layers to it, I like drawing cylinders. So do I'm gonna go over like two different techniques that I use to get better at anatomy, and I'll actually learn this from David Finch, who's an artist from. He used to do work for DC and Marvel. Uh, Yo, first of all, this commercial, the fact that Tom Cruise is still doing Mission Impossible is crazy to me. Like I was like a kid when the first one came out. First of all, there was a mix that I was listening to the other day, y'all, and I cannot find it. Anybody see the fight last night? Rolly Mero versus Ryan Garcia. It's crazy. But yeah, so there's a technique that David Finch talked. Well, first of all, let's add the second layer first. Again, I'm doing cylinders for the legs, the arms, and the forearms. All right, boom. Now the next thing, well, let me change his arm. So one thing I should do when I suggest when you're drawing is stay relaxed, have fun. Because I know as artists, man, sometimes we just be grinding ourselves up in our head too much, and then we ain't getting nothing done. Just chill. You know what I mean, right now I'm having fun. But anyway, so now just with these simple techniques, you know what I'm saying? Just starting off, getting something down, using simple sphere shapes, circles, cylinders, and even a stick figure, we got a pretty much good, solid foundation when it comes to just starting somewhere. Let me move this a little closer, maybe that'll help. Yeah, I think that should be good. What y'all think? Yeah, I think that should be good. So David Fish talks about thinking about like the muscles being like a interconnected system. So I did this before on one of my other streams. So if I was drawing an arm, let's say we starting off with the arm from a front view, and then I'm using these circles to solidify the joints, right? Now I already know because I went to school for health science, so I kind of remember the anatomy charts, and I'm also a personal trainer, so I kind of remember the anatomy charts kind of in my head because I've been looking at it for so long. So, matter of fact, we just go over how to do a delta right now. So we start off with a circle first, and then we just created like a little teardrop or a crescent shape in there, right? So then we go down to the bicep. And I learned this from white manga as well. When we just add in these little oval shapes, it helps us bring more form to our illustration. Now, this is connected because this, back to what David Fish talked about with looking at the muscle system or the anatomy as an interconnected system. Is like even if I don't know anatomy like I don't know, somebody's like like super good at knowing anatomy, I'm still taking that mindset that it's still an interconnected system, and then I'm just thinking about like kind of like a web type situation going on, and I'm using that roughly to, and what I talked about before, adding those these oval shapes, they get more form into the illustration. You know what I mean? So that's just a rough, um, you know, breakdown of that. Let's see. Boom. I'm applying that same principle to over here. Again, adding my oval shapes. Boom, to get more form to the arm. Same thing with the forearm. You might as well walk past. There's no way going about it. Thank you very much. Yep. That was the message, y'all. She dope though. Cause my character a little more muscular, so I'm just gonna add more layers to it. Now, I'm really just using these cylinders for real. Just try to add more form to my character so he won't look so stick figurey. So I definitely say like the more you learn how to use cylinders, at least in my personal opinion, like cylinders definitely help. Um, you get the shapes down for anatomy. So I'm gonna take my eraser. I'm gonna briefly go over it and then add more to it. Matter of fact, hold on, y'all. I need to get another pencil with a better eraser. You knocked my light down? You knocked my light over? Excuse me, is it 10 o'clock yet? So you didn't know what time it was? Is it 10 o'clock? Out the kitchen. All right, I'm back, y'all. I had to find another pencil. First off, what that, man? Yeah, so I'm just gonna lightly go over it, erase it, and start doing some cleanup work. Just turn my TV off by mistake. As you can see, my cat's in the background being sneaky. Trash. So this hand is like more of an angle, so we're gonna fix that. Don't be afraid to erase either. Yeah, so if y'all definitely want support, man, only thing I ask y'all just subscribe to the YouTube channel so I can help me, get into my next phases of being monetized and sharing more of my content and bringing more awareness to Black culture, man, African culture, and expressing it in an authentic way, not coming from um, foreign perspective. You know what I'm saying? So now we really want to add more form to our character so it won't look more like a stick figure. So I'm just really flowing. I'm just taking my time, starting really trying to add curves to try and more flow. Again, going back to those little oval type shapes to help me place the muscles, and then it just curves some lines. Yeah, see? Hmm? Mm-hmm. So right now, I'm really not trying to worry about having the super best illustration right now. I'm just really trying. I'm being in my creative bag and just really doing like how I used to draw when I was a kid, like just drawing what I see instead of worrying about trying to get the super perfect perspective and all this other stuff. And I'm not saying you shouldn't learn how to do like get better at your craft, but like the more I've been doing this and you know at least getting back to having fun becoming a streamer and being a YouTuber and a gamer and stuff like that is just really just going to getting back to having fun with it, man, and just being genuine with it compared to worrying about, um, like the perfect things you got to do, like the top three um, techniques and key, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm like, I I get why people make videos that way, but it's like, at the same time, they're doing it for a purpose, like to get engagement and stuff like that, and to attract attention. And I'm not knocking them for it, but at the same time, like I ain't trying to ruin my creative process. You know what I mean? I do want to have fun with this. You feel me? So let me probably move it back some so y'all can get. Yeah, that might be better for y'all. All right, so I got this stands down. So let's do some cleanup work, and then we're gonna go with some references on Pinterest. So I got the foundation and the pose. I think I'm cool with this. So one of my favorite shows uh, growing up, anime wise, was um, Guyver Bio Booster Armor, and some of the newer shows that came out. Cause I prefer 2D animation over 3D, but I do like some of the 3D animation shows. And one of the ones that came out that I liked it that wasn't stiff and it had like flow to me was Ultraman, the one that's on Netflix. That joint was fire to me. Um, so I think I'm gonna look for some references that are connected to Ultraman and then see how we can flesh his character out. And then add some African symbols on this board. Probably some Enigma symbols. Those are the symbols that I've been using that's been pretty consistent with my brain. Like I designed my own shirt, like like Black Lloyd shirt, hoodie. I got two hoodies now that I designed. I have Enigma symbols on them both. African symbols, if you're not aware, from the icon. Now look where we at compared to when we first started. And all this came from some simple shapes, getting something down, stick figures. But a lot of times when we're drawing, it's just a matter of warming up, honestly. So if anything, what I'll probably do, like my maybe on my next stream, I'll probably come out with some videos that go over some warming exercise that we can do that I probably still need to practice on myself, especially when it comes to like drawing characters like at a better angle, just blocking stuff in when it comes to perspective and stuff. There's some warm up exercises that a lot of the artists that I've been following do. Um, like what's his name, man? Crazy artist. What's his name? Jim something. I think it's like Jim Young D or something like that. But the stuff that he do from his imagination is just insane. But he'll tell you if you see any of his videos, he just spent a lot of time drawing and drawing from his imagination. That's stuff that he remembered. So let's go on Pinterest real quick. Got a good foundation. My iPad about to die. Trash. Let's see. I'm gonna type in Ultraman. There's some elements from Ultraman I want to take, and some elements from MacGyver, and I'm gonna put some African symbols on here. This is also Iron Man related, so we'll go with the arc reactor that he had like in the center of the chest. We can go with that. Boom. Now for the eyes. Let's see. We can just do these for now. Nah, that's too Spider-Man like. Hold on, y'all. My iPad just died. You can go ahead and make your oatmeal, but you need to put more water in the teapot. And I appreciate if you make mine as well. Trying to think what to do with the eyes. I guess we can do a visor. It's definitely look like Spider-Man, but whatever. Let's see, what can I add to it to make it look a little different? Let's look at Guyver. Let's take prefer that Guyver eyes. I could change the helmet a little bit. Let's start with it. Let's do this. I'm not feeling these odds, y'all. Let's see. Maybe we can add a cape or a cloak. We'll add the Jiname symbol. Which is a different symbol that could be depicting the power of God. We might do another pose, maybe. Put this symbol right on the arm. Or we could put it in the middle of... Matter of fact, we'll replace that Iron Man core. And we'll put the symbol right in the middle. Right here. Mm-hmm. What y'all think so far? So this one we got so far. Not bad. Thank you. I want y'all look at the image while I grab me some oatmeal, y'all. This we got so far, so I added the Jiname symbol. Oh, can y'all see that? Yeah, this we got so far. Can you put what? Hold on. In your room, myself. Oh, y'all, I'm hungry as hell. Been working out crazy all week. Um, yeah, we'll just go with a little visor for now. We're gonna go over the lines now, so it can pop a little more. All right, in about 60 minutes, about an hour, this is what we was able to come up with. Not bad. So maybe next time I stream, I'll take it digital and we can turn this like into a little simple animation. Make sure I get a full view. Yeah, so that's what we got. 60 minutes, y'all. All right. All right, we out.